lame duck session.
Who better to ask than two folks who will be part of the action: Republican Dan Burton from Indiana and from Michigan, Democrat Bart Stupak. And welcome to both of you. And Congressman Stupak, I want to start with you. I mean, here's where we stood as of today before everybody has decided to leave. 47 Democrats alongside all of the Republicans saying that they want to take a vote on this. Nothing happening. What's going on under the Speaker of the House?
Well, nothing's happening because there's division within our own party on what we should do. There's about 3 different factions within our party. Let the Bush tax cuts expire, cap them at $250,000, or extend them. So we got divisions within our own party. We don't have the vote, so we're not going to bring it up.
Let me go to Congressman Burton for a second. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that the administration is right, that raising taxes would bring in an extra even $800 billion over 10 years. Some people question whether that's so. But assuming it's right, in whose hands would that money do the most good? In the hands of the government or in the hands of the private sector, which would either spend or invest that money?
Well, first of all, according to the Heritage Foundation, if we let the tax cuts continue, in other words, keep the tax cuts in place, it would save about 800,000 jobs a year. Conversely, if we let the tax cuts expire on the upper income people, it would cost about 800,000 jobs, according to the Heritage Foundation. In addition, it would cost about $111 billion in GDP. I mean, I'm telling you right now, this is the wrong medicine at the wrong time. When Ronald Reagan was president, they cut taxes. We had a doubling of the revenue coming into the Treasury over the next decade. We had about 8 or 9 years of economic expansion because of the tax cuts. And even John F. Kennedy used the same principle when he was president. That's what we need right now. The wrong thing to do is to raise taxes in this economy.
Congressman Stupak, I know that you're retiring, but do you think, from the years in office that you have served, do you think that once we get through the midterm elections, we're going to see a little more bipartisanship, depending on especially what the voters have to say at the polls?
Unfortunately, I don't think so. I think after this election, it'll become even more polarizing here than less polarizing. In my 18 years, I've seen sort of a collegial body go to a very partisan body. Fortunately, I get along with most members, and I don't have that problem. But I just think after this election, it's going to be more closely divided. The country as a whole, it's going to be reflective in the body, and I think it's going to be more acrimonious.
Well, Congressman Burton, you know, a lot of people are saying because of that acrimony, what's going to happen between the elections and the inauguration in January is we're going to see a lame duck session put through a lot of stuff that perhaps the majority is not too happy with. Is that going to happen?
Well, first of all, let me say I like Bart Stupak. I don't agree with him on this issue, but I think a lame duck session, it's going to be very acrimonious, the lame duck session, and I'm not sure they're going to get a lot accomplished. I think the Senate will stop an awful lot of those things. We probably won't be able to do it in the House, but you may rest assured we're going to fight any move to raise taxes or let the tax cuts expire, because it's a wrong thing to do for the economy right now. And if we want to get the American people working again, we've got to do things that will make the economy work properly.
I'll tell you right now, there's not going to be a substantive lame duck session. We have to do a couple of things. There's a doctor fix on the Medicare. There'll be a couple other things we have to do, but it's not going to be a comprehensive legislative session. I've been here 18 years. We've had one lame duck session that amounted to anything. It's not going to be one. All this talk about a lame duck session, going to ram things through, that's just not going to happen.
I hope Bart's correct. We certainly don't want to see cap and trade pass, and we certainly want to see tax cuts extended, if anything, if we have a lame duck session.
Nice to see these two guys smiling and patting each other on the back.
Be more of that, guys, in Washington.
Thanks, gang.
Congressman Burton from Indiana.
Bart,
go ahead. Last word.
Bart bought me a bottle of wine one time, so I got to be nice to him.
That's grounds for being nice. That's
Boy,
very
bribery
true.
is cheap inside the Beltway, Congressman Burton.
It doesn't take much to get Burton's vote.
Thanks to both of you, Congressman. Appreciate your time.
Live on TV. You heard it here first on Fox Business. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, the president is visiting.